Hi, this is a quick how-to for community learning mental health research projects, and it's the how-to on Padlet. But what I wanted to do was to start with the basic digital skills framework, which is on the .everyone website. So if you've not visited it, here's the URL. These skills are now on the back of our wheels as well, but really what I wanted to raise is that this basic digital skills framework has the following elements: being able to manage information. That's about finding, managing and storing digital information and content. Being able to communicate digitally, interact, collaborate, share and connect with others. So in part, the sharing on Padlet is communicating. Transacting, which is about purchasing and selling or buying goods and services, organizing your finances and registering to use financial and digital services. And this last one, problem solving, and it's about using digital to solve problems and to teach yourself how to do simple tasks. And that includes doing things online. So when you hit a digital problem, it's about working out how to get feedback from other people to solve common problems on the internet, including digital problems. That's really what Tom's going to be doing at the digital nurse sessions to some degree. But I just want to encourage you to think about how to do that for yourselves, really. And so if you're on Padlet and you're stuck, then you go into the Padlet help and you'll be able to find out how to do all sorts of things just by checking the Padlet help. Our Padlets are no different to any of the other Padlets. So it really is just a case of checking whether you can do something or how you do something for yourself. The Padlet that has caused me the most problems this weekend, and I think has been causing you problems, is the offers Padlet. So I'm just going to take a look at it. I've archived it here because it was ruined by some colleagues who obviously didn't know how to make their posts or how to update their posts. At the time, everyone had admin rights on here, and the idea was that if you wanted to update your information here, then you just came in, you clicked the little pen icon, and you removed the publicity materials that you'd got by clicking this little cross, and then you click one of the icons to upload the new information that you want to put there. And that new information could be a document, or that new information might be a website link. So if we add this one back in, I think it's the same as the East Riding one. You can see it just takes a moment for it to upload it, and it checks with you that it's what you were expecting to appear. And then once it is, you can just accept it. There you go. So if that's what you're expecting, you just click OK. That's it updated. Nothing more complicated than that. When people deal with it by deleting this here, then it's gone. It can't be undone ever. And it means that you've lost that. And because we've got this set out as a grid, so there's no way I can just come along and pop it back in the same place. It's just not possible to do it. So you have to recreate the whole thing. And I spent today from about 8:30 this morning until a few minutes ago doing nothing but recreating this all day. It's about the 6th time I've had to do that, and I'm just not prepared to do it again. So I've actually rescinded everybody's admin rights on this particular Padlet, and you'll have to make your posts in a slightly different way now. So if you were to delete this now, you wouldn't be able to undo it at all, okay? And then what people seem to have done when they've deleted it is they come up here and they try and add a post. The only place that you can add a post in grid is here. So they try and add a new post. And then what happens is that new post, which belongs, I don't know, let's say in Coventry, and so needs to be under C, can't be added to Coventry. So people create their post, and then they try and move it, and they discover that on a grid, you can't move your post anywhere at all. And if we don't have this in grid format, then it doesn't have an alphabetical order for union reps, etc., to be able to come down and find where there is a course near the person or the organisation they're working with, so that they can just download the relevant leaflet and give it to that person. So each time somebody does this, it makes a nonsense of the notion of this being an A to Z, and we have to start again. And the only way to do that is literally to repost and reattach every single one. And obviously that's hugely time consuming. So I have now created a new post for the offers. You'll find that I've put some spares in. And the reason I've done that is in case I've forgotten anybody's. I've checked them off against a list, but if I have forgotten anybody's, then please come back to me. This is now back in alphabetical order, starting with an introduction, which is the map, same as it's always been. So that should always be the top left. And then remember, this is geographical location. So it's not the name of you as a provider necessarily, it is the geographical location of your project. Where your project has got multiple geographical locations, then I have added some of those in. So an example would be obviously the Humber Learning Consortium project is in under East Riding and also under North East Lincolnshire. But the other one that's got several entries is that Morley College has got entries for Lambeth and Lewisham, and then it's also got entries for Southwark here, and it's got entries for Westminster here. Okay, so what you need to do is to come in and check whether it's accurate. And if it's not, you do need to make a new post. And you now need to do exactly what I've told you not to do, which is to make a post here. So this would be your new post for, I don't know, let's say Blackpool. And you would need to add, by clicking the little icon, the new document or the link that you're going to attach to that. Let's just take any one for now. Just attach Redbridge for a moment. Now, once that's attached, other people won't be able to see it. It'll only be visible to you and to me until I've approved it. I can't work any more magic than you can in terms of moving it around. So it does mean I'm going to have to manually process every single update. But I think that's better than it looking like we can't work out what our A to Z is, to be honest. There you go. So just to recap, I will manage making sure these are updated. Your role is to put your new information here and where it's for. I will see that you've added new information and I will make the changes over here. And then once I've made those changes, I will delete the post that you've put up there. I have rescinded your admin rights so that what you can see now is that everybody on here, except for Tom and I, can only write to this. So you are all still on here, but you only have the ability to write, which is to say that you're going to start a new post there. And you can see I've set it for moderation. So that means that the public won't be able to see it until I've approved it. And the public have access by being able to read it. I have now embedded that into the website. So this is the version that's now in the website when you go here. And it is one of the conditions of your funding this year that you keep this up to date, okay? And I've noticed that many of you, well, some of you haven't updated at all from last year, but many of you put programs up in January that are now coming to an end and need to be updated. Once I'm clear that I haven't left anybody's out, I will remove these ones that say spares. But the reason they're there is because if I have missed any out, I'm not going to be able to put them in retrospectively. In terms of the A to Z order, remember that Padlet does it in a zigzag. When you come to a Padlet that's embedded in a web page like this, to make it easier to move around, you just click this little icon here, which is a toggle for full screen. and then you will have the full screen order, okay? But remember that the A to Z goes left to right and then comes down and goes right to left and then comes down and goes left to right. So that's why you're seeing it in that particular order. I hope that's useful for helping you work out how to post a Padlet. If you're in any doubt about how that works, then please do make use of the Padlet help, or please come along to the digital nurse virtual drop-ins to see, to get Tom to help you with being able to do those things. I do make a copy of this Padlet normally on a regular basis, but some of you have been coming in and posting to archived versions so that when you have made updates, sorry, I'm just going to have to wait for that one, so that when you've made updates, you've made them on the wrong one. So I've also now had to rescind your permissions onto those and make them closed ones as well. So